Thanks for joining me today. We're going to make this You're the Best card. First, we're going to create our card base with green cardstock. Mine is a 5 by 5 inch square. And we're going to grab our lined pattern paper and we're going to cut it just slightly smaller than our green cardstock, and we're going to stamp our Happy Definition stamp on there. I'm using the Pumice Distress ink, the Pumice Stone. I really like it. I think it has a nice neutral gray tone to it. And we're going to ink it up, and we're going to go ahead and stamp it right on top of our lined pattern paper. Set to the side. I'll line it up. Press it really good. Okay, now we're going to adhere this to our card. Center it right on the front. Now, if you want to, you can add machine stitching around the side of it. Here we have a 3-inch piece of red pattern paper by October Afternoon, and we're going to cut that into a strip and place it right down the center of our card. And that's our card base. We're going to put this to the side. Now I've cut a 2 3/4 by 3.5 inch rectangle of yellow cardstock, and we're going to use our Flower by Hero Arts. It's a cling stamp. I'm going to put it on our acrylic block, and we're going to use a red dye ink, one that I love to work with. You can tell by looking at the stamp pad how much I've used it. And we're going to go ahead and ink up our stamp here, and you're really going to want to make sure it's inked well. So I'm just going to take a moment to ink this up. Okay, go ahead and stamp it on your yellow cardstock. Position it however you'd like. I like to have it coming in from the side and try to get all the 3 big flowers. Okay, you've stamped it, and if you want to, you can machine stitch around the edge like I've done in my original, but we're not going to right now. We're going to go ahead and put it on our card with some foam adhesive. Add it on there. Place it at the top of the card right on the red pattern paper. Okay, that's what it should look like so far. To the side, now you're going to cut a strip of craft paper. Mine's just a little shy of an inch, and we're going to pick out our sentiment. And here's the Hero Arts sentiments that I have. I picked the You're the Best sentiment, and I'm going to go ahead and add it to my acrylic block. Line it up straight as you can, and grab your white ink. I use the color box, the Frost, and I really love it. It makes a nice clean image on your craft paper, and it shows up really well. So we're going to ink it up and stamp on our strip. And there you go. You can read it pretty clearly. And now we're going to take our scissors and just cut it kind of how long we want it. And then we're going to cut a V out of each end to make it look like a little banner. This is one of my new favorite tricks to do. I just think it adds so much character to your sentiments when you make it into something different. Okay, we're going to add it to we're going to add our pearls on, 1 to each side, and then we'll add it to our card with foam adhesive. We're going to put it right underneath our stamped image, and I like to put the little foam dots at the very bottom. That way it's not sticking out too far on the card. So we're going to kind of overlap it with the stamped image right there. And there you have it. Now we have just one final detail, and I love Glossy Accents by Ranger. I think it adds so much to a card, and it gives it dimension and shine. So we're going to add it to all three of the big flowers. And it really doesn't matter how you apply it. You can just kind of squiggle it on, and it's still going to kind of pull together and make it look nice and shiny and puddled. This is one of my favorite ways to embellish a stamped image. I think it gives it so much character. Just finish these up. So you don't have to be too careful with these, just apply wherever you want. And it will look a little milky at first, but it does dry clear. See, and that's what the bottle looks like. And so that's your finished card. You just gotta wait for it to dry. And once again, if you want it to look like my original, you can machine stitch around each of the pieces that I told you about. But that's our card, and I'm so glad you joined me today.